Hi guys, Alistair Taylor here, and the Open has just finished at St Andrews, and this year's winner was Zach Johnson. So we're going to talk a little bit about Zach's swing, why it works so well for him, why it might not be for everybody to be trying this, but let's talk about some of the things he does and how he gets that to work incredibly well, not just at the Open Championship, but he's also won the Masters, so he's halfway to that Grand Slam. So when you watch Zach, particularly face on, the one thing that really stands out at address for him is that both his hands are in what we would call a relatively strong position, so much more to the right hand side on the golf club. Now for most people, that would tend to make you think that they're going to hit the ball left quite a lot. But Zach does a couple of things in his golf swing that enables him to keep the ball in play with very little shape and enables him to hit it each way. So from a setup, like I said, hands are in a strong position, but more to the right-hand side. Everything else about his setup, very, very kind of textbook. As he moves the club away, what you tend to see with Zach is even though he has a very big shoulder turn, his arm swing's quite short. He doesn't necessarily have a huge wrist set. Now, a big part of that is down to the fact of that strong grip. If his hands were much more to the left on the club, he'd be able to have a much bigger wrist hinge, which would look very different at the top. But when he gets into that position, so club short of parallel, but big shoulder turn, what he also does is he stays very, very centered in his backswing. So he doesn't allow himself to really move off the golf ball like you see with a lot of golfers nowadays. Now from that position, the one thing he needs to do to be able to stop that golf club making the ball go left is he turns very hard out of the way and stops that club rotating through impact. So you see a lot of Zach's shots where he almost looks like he's hit a bit of a punch shot, a bit of a knockdown shot. And that's really to stop the club over rotating and hooking the ball to the left. So really, from that strong position, everything else pretty good. Stays very centered and turns out the way. And it's good. It's a very solid shot. And the key thing is with these guys that are playing at this level, they're very, very good at doing what they need to do in their golf swing. You know, for me personally, that feels like something I could get away with mid-irons, short irons. I feel like I'd struggle with that with long stuff. But again, from very consistent, stay centered, turn out the way. So again, for me, they're hard. I mean, my hands are a lot more neutral, and I like feeling the club rotate in my golf swing. Never going to hit it miles, Zach Johnson, but he doesn't build his game around that. You know, he's never trying to compete with Dustin off the tee. But like I said, from there, some very, very good shots. And then the one area that he is very, very good is with his wedges. Phenomenally good control in his distance. But for any of you guys who have a very strong grip, you know, some of the things that Zach does in his golf swing could be very beneficial for you. So if it is the case, you know, it can feel very hard trying to move those hands into a neutral position. So if those hands are more to the right, rather than letting your weight shift, stay more centered. Might even feel that the weight's more on that left side. And then for you, really try and turn that lower body out the way. And the further you can turn out the way, the more square that club face will be through impact. If that body stops, that's going to be left all day long. So guys, clearly works for Zach. Like I said, claret jug, green jacket from 8 years ago. But hope you've enjoyed the video. Little insight there into what makes Zach Johnson's golf swing works. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Leave comments, subscribe as ever. Please feel free. Let me know if there's anyone else's swing you'd like me to cover. Anything else about Zach's swing that you'd like me to look at. Hopefully see some of you guys down here at Herons Reach in the future. Stay in contact.